Yes, so my name is Firstman, Rastafari from Jamaica. And my involvement with this project, the Urban Circle Reggae Rhythm Project, is, out of what we would call discrimination. Rastafari is a culture that has created itself to deconstruct um, things like colonization. Colonization stands on the foundation of mental disorder, physical disorder, and also spiritual disorder. And, we live totally by the words of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And it was very, very important, to see how this span across the globe. And when I met Urban Circle, there were just many aspects of Urban Circle that spoke to the philosophy of Rastafari. I have in my hand here a book called Members of a New Race. And there's one particular speech that really guides the journey of Rastafari, and that is we must look into ourselves, into the depth of our souls. We must become something we have never been, and for which our education and experience and environment have ill prepared us. We must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, and larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, which is the human race, overcoming petty prejudice and owing ultimate allegiance not to nationhood, but to our fellow men and women within the human community. And that's what I saw in Urban Circle. They're just young people. We're not trying to be white young people, black young people, Indian or Chinese young people. They're just young people. And that was a very important experience, when I look at the demography through the portfolio of Urban Circle, and I saw all the different groups that were represented there. That was very inspiring to me because I found that the words of Rastafari live in people generally because it's natural. That's how we should be. And to see people that are not necessarily connected to the Rastafari principle, but they are living it, shows me clearly that we as human beings have this innate self to be peaceful, to be loving to each other. And that these systems that really colonize us, before the 16th century, there was no racism. There was rich people and poor people. Now we find ourselves in this mental disorder. And I couldn't do anything else after meeting someone like Lauren more than to be a part of this project.
Queen called reggae music heartbeat music. I would call reggae music music of resistance. What do you call reggae music to you? Why do you think people align and listen to so much reggae music?
Reggae music is a light, and I adapt everything that has been said about reggae music because it is multifaceted. It is really the music of the heart. Where did that come from? It came from the fact that the Rastafari people are article people. They don't try to make decisions with the wildness of the mind. They try to go into deeper consideration to find the source. When guns and weapons were invented, African people could not compete. And coming out of that perspective, the only cure to that mental and physical disorder would have to be the heart. We were taught by Emperor Haile Selassie that we must be confident in the victory of good over evil. And as a result of that confidence, you have to have that in your heart, not in your head. Because if you think with your head, once someone hurt you, you're just going to naturally feel like you want to respond. But the heart teaches you sometimes to have pity for those who think that they're going to hurt you or those who have hurt you. You could start with the heart to see other aspects of considerations and, as to what drives that person to be so intolerant. you know. And that's one of the main reasons why we connect to the heart. However, I remember when this question was asked to me, why reggae music is so impactful. I decided that I wanted to do a research, and I started to ask people what it really meant to them. And I remember a friend of mine I have from Germany, and he said to me in a very simple way, when you live in so much darkness, it's so easy to see light. You know, and that was why I say reggae music is a light. It spoke the word of peace. The alternative behavior of greed and hatred. It brings things back to the fact that love, you know, care is original to existence. You know, when you look at the planet and you see our neighbors and how they react, the birds, the trees, you know, it's a natural relationship of coexistence. Human beings have really panicked in their survival method, and then they led that to greed. And now we find ourselves in this kind of a disorder where we can't stop. You know, we can't stop on the material development. We can't stop on the psychological manipulation of the planet. You know, and that's why we connect so deeply with the words of Emperor Haile Selassie, who Rastafari called their God, our God. It's important to note, though, that for us, God is not a noun. God is a verb. That's why I love Urban Circle, because they're about doing. You know, they're about having the relationship with those who are different, so-called different, and seeing them as the same. You know, instead of being hateful about people who are different, with Urban and G Expression, what I'm seeing is a celebration of what is different. And I think they have a powerful message to share with humanity. And it's just great for me as Rastafari to see that this lives as atmospheric as air, you know, as the clouds, as the sky. This lives. And that's very, very important, you know, to witness all the way in Wales. You know, that's an amazing thing.
So you've gone through the whole journey, you've witnessed the festival, you've partaken, in the festival. What is your hope and your vision for moving forward?
I'm from a country that has created greatness. Small 3 million people, the fastest man in the world. You know, a music that has taken over the fastest growing music on the planet. You know, a levity, which is the Rastafari way of life, has grown faster than any other levity on the planet. When you assess that, you can see clearly that it's technology. And technology has played this very important role. And, you know, in making the planet much smaller, that we can really have a discussion in how we can occupy the planet together. Technology brought me here. You know, in 8 hours, I was in Jamaica. Next 8 hours, I'm in another history and another story. And I think the platform that this is built on is technology in the hands of young people. That's like the most profound thing to me, because we are suffering right now from how much these technological devices are taking away our children. You know, and now to see that, you know, the young people here in Wales, how did they use technology for us to have Zoom meetings with their government and with their partners, you know, and how do they use technology is to document the stories of light and truth. You know, for me, you know, that's like the most important thing, because it is so useful. Emperor Haile Selassie says, if science and technology is used only for the well-being of humanity, then population rise will be a gratification. Yes. And I think I've been experiencing that, you know, in this project, you know, where technology really has been a front driver in connecting us as human beings.
Yes. And what do you think? What do you hope for our young people as being an outcome they face from participating in this project? So focusing on their development. What do you think they could do more of? Or what would you like to see them do? Or what would you like to see them learn more of moving forward? Maybe utilising this. This is the first international project we've done. We've done a lot of local projects, Wales-wide projects. This is the first international project. What's your hope and dreams in that realm?
My hope and dreams for the young people is to know their neighbors beyond human beings, to know that they live on a planet that depends on trees. I want young people to know that they are 70% water. They should respect it. I would love young people to know that the air they breathe should not necessarily be taken for granted. I would love young people to also, see technology as something that can, make the planet flourish. And I think the care I see within Urban Circle for each human being, can you imagine now if that started to transfer over into the care of water, into the care of trees, into the care of the sky, I would like young people to find their purpose, and all of that comes through the time that they were born, who they were born to. All of these connection outside of the device of technology, but to merge the two together so we can evolve, as better people within the planet, and restore a more harmonious relationship. I think that's the charge I would really give to young people because they are on it. I mean, Urban Circle has given me hope, for youths. In my own village, we have to make sure that internet is there because we don't want to lose them. I would love now for them to see, one popular Jamaican said, culture cannot follow the trend and survive. Culture has to become the trend. Urban Circle has the power to make culture become a trend that other young people can see. That's what I took out of this festival, that young people can now see that positivity, that truth, that love can work.